ACCUSTATS Video Production presents world-class 9-ball. Hello, I'm Jeff Carter with Mike Massey, and we're at the Sands Regency in June of '95. Mike and I played a match yesterday that was recorded, and we're going to do recorded without commentary, so we're going to do what is known as a player review. We're playing a race to 11, Texas Express rules, and we lagged, and I ended up winning the leg.
That was my first mistake.
Well, I always want to start out getting the break because that's a big advantage. If you had to break all the time, you'd be favored to win every match. So it's crucial to win the leg.
Five ball, corner pocket.
Now you'll probably notice that I take a lot of practice swings on the break. But the break is a very crucial shot the way that I see it, and so it's not something that I want to go up and just rush up and shoot. So I take my time.
We were playing on center court there, Jeff, and don't you think that the table actually plays a little softer than the other table? You think the heat of the lights has anything to do with it?
Well, I did notice that it's a little bit warmer underneath there.
And maybe it's dry here anyway, but maybe that might actually make it a little bit more drier, And
yeah, well, it's funny how sometimes when you think you're playing on one of those tables with big bushel basket pockets, and then and all of a sudden it turns into a snooker table. But as you said, yeah, it is dry here, and. But then when you get a lot of people in the room, then the tables have a tendency to get wet from all the humidity.
Yeah, if you shoot the balls hard in these pockets,
you got to hit them straight in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good-sized pockets, and actually, in one respect, I favor a good-sized pocket, but tight, so that gives you a good target to hit. But if you don't hit at the target, you should miss. And these,
if the slate is set back deep enough too, that's got a lot to do with it.
It sure does. There's a lot of factors, and the slate on these tables,
the facings,
don't go back in the pocket as far as I think they should. Okay, now you see when I shot the 2-ball, the first shot of the rack, I got a little bit out of line on the 3. I wanted to get more straight in so I could pull straight back for the 4 and shoot it in the other corner where the 8-ball is. But I got a little bit out of line, so I had to change my strategy. And now I've left myself with shots instead of easy ones.
You got back in line there.
Yeah.
Though. You made a good shot on the 4.
The 4-ball was a very missable ball, though. I didn't really.
Yeah, rolling the ball because you had to roll it.
Yeah.
That first rack is really important in it, Jeff, when you're playing in a match. You can, if you run out that first match, it gives you confidence, and if you miss some kind of easy shot, it really pumps your opponent up,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I've heard Nick Varner say that there's the 2 toughest racks to win in a match are the first one and the last one.
I believe that's true.
And yeah, I believe it too. And so it's usually at the beginning of a match. It takes me a few shots to where I start to settle down. I feel nervous up there.
Everyone, I think, does. And you gotta. It's good to feel a little nervous, But that first rack is. I noticed I was watching Mark Jarvis play Earl yesterday, and he ran up to the 9-ball and he missed the 9-ball. And I think it was the whole match.
Yeah, and he had a chance to win that match too. The score was 10-9 or 11-9 in that match, and he made quite a few errors. If he would have just eliminated the easy ones.
The first couple of games he gave away.
Yeah. Okay, now you see I'm going over the same side of the table. I made the corner ball last break, and so I'm going after that ball again.
You're breaking good too, because you're making the one in the side. I think you made the one inside the last time, and let's see what happens here. I'm pretty sure that 6-ball goes in the corner. Yep, 1 and 6. You get in shape for the 2-ball too.
Yeah, no, see on that break.
No, the 2-ball, here, you make a real good shot here. This is...
Oh, yeah, here's the 2-ball is down
Yeah.
in the lower right hand of the screen, and I can't really kill it to get on the 3. And even if I could, the 3, I'd have a hard time getting position for the corner pocket. The 3 is in the lower left-hand portion of your screen.
You got to hit this shot just right. If you hit it too full, there's no way you can get on the 3 too. So you got to hit it thin and make sure you make the ball.
Yeah. Well, the only thing I didn't want to do here was hook myself or scratch up in that upper left-hand pocket. But I figure as long as I don't hook myself, then I'm still going to be able to maintain control.
Yeah. But you hit it perfect. It looked like it was headed straight for the 3. Does it roll?
Yeah,
it rolls a little bit.
It dipped a little bit. It dipped a little. I got a good
Yeah.
roll there. I hit the shot good, and then you got a good roll too.
That's part of the game. It could have rolled the other way too. I think you was in a pretty, you're in a pretty positive frame of mind. When you're in a positive frame of mind, the balls, they take those right turns.
It seems like it, doesn't it?
They do. It's the power of positive thinking.
When you think positive, it's the whole difference in the game. You can't win thinking negative. And I've been in that situation more than once.
This shot here, oh, you get a little bit out of line on the 8-ball here, don't you? I think you didn't draw it up far enough, or did you? Let's see, I might be thinking that.
I think I come 3 rails around the table on this.
Yeah, you didn't draw back far enough.
I hit the point on the side pocket.
Oh, that's
what
right.
happened.
Sure.
Now this is a touchy shot here because in order to force the cue ball over to the rail and then draw back, you've got to hit the ball hard and
center pocket.
Right, and then you have to.
Yeah, you hit it soft though. You try to draw it back soft and you hit the point. That's what it was.
Now when I shoot this ball, I hit it with high left, and the high makes it follow through, and the left is actually what carries it around the table.
Yeah,
the left-hand spin. If you just tried to put just straight follow on that, the ball would have a tendency to die. So the left-hand spin is what gives you that extra energy.
Yeah, you don't have to shoot the shot very hard either.
Well, that's rack number 2.
Well, at least you had to do something that rack there. You had to play you made a good shot on the 2 to get on the 3.
Well, it's always nice to start out with a very makeable ball. You know how the matches go.
Gives you a lot of options, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's like you'll play a match, and every time you break, you'll make a ball, and you don't have a shot, and then and it's hard to get in stroke. And every time your opponent breaks, he's got an easy shot, and there's a lot of luck involved on the break. Even if you're making balls, you still have to get a shot.
You got to get a shot. That's right. Yeah. And by making that 1 ball in the side, lots of times now you don't get a shot always at the 2 ball. And I mean, if one, good break if you can get that. The 9 started going over towards the corner every time too, and if you notice the rest of this session, it goes over a lot.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's not very much fun playing.
The way the balls were breaking, even though you're running out here, you're putting some racks on me. I felt like I'm just wanting to get a shot because I saw how the balls were breaking. I'm just wanting of course I didn't want you to put too many on me, but balls are really breaking on the table. Here, you played 3-ball, I think, don't you?
Yeah, I played a combination. The 3-ball was sitting a little bit farther out
to the left of the pocket.
The angle was that if I shoot the 3, the 1-3 combination and shoot it soft, the 1 ball is going to go over to the left and be somewhere on the end rail, and so I didn't like that.
Yeah.
So I decided to shoot it hard and have the 1 ball come out a little bit.
And try to hit it straight onto the 3, almost straight into it.
Just shooting it soft, I just didn't like where the cue ball was going and where the 1 I thought was going to end up.
Well, the cue ball would have ended up on the rail too, on the side rail. Yeah. Here, were you looking at the bank first here? Oh, you make the bank, don't you?
Yeah, I played a bank.
Yeah,
I got the 9 ball sitting down.
Yeah, the 1 would the 1 go?
I only had about a half a pocket to shoot
yeah.
the one in. And one thing you have to remember is that if you get on the one ball real good, you can go ahead and you can see the pocket, the half a pocket. But when you're at an angle like this,
that's right. It's a tough
you can't
shot.
see the pocket, and so it
you
makes
shoot
it
it
a
soft too,
lot
and
tougher.
The ball could skid on you or whatever. I mean,
You know, if the cue ball, if I had ball in hand and had to shoot the one into the upper left-hand pocket, I could make it guaranteed. But from this angle, it's hard to see. See, now this shot here, I'd like to bank this ball because I know I can stop the cue ball right there, and if I miss the one, I should have a pretty good safe. So that's why I shot it like that.
Yeah, then you were straight in on the 2 ball, so. Here, I think we just stopped the 4 balls next to her.
No, I followed this one. I hit this with high right and came back up.
You've got a little angle there.
Yeah.
You had the speed down good.
Well, we're playing on Simonis 860 cloth, and it's pretty much the same all the time. So you get used to, when you're playing on the same equipment all the time, you get used to it.
I hear you're a house pro at a different place now in Chicago, right?
Well, I play at the Chicago Billiard Cafe, and they help me a little bit. They give me a free practice time, and which is a big expense for me because I practice a lot.
Yeah.
And then they make cue sticks down in the basement, so I endorse the cues. It's a Mariposa cue, real nice cue. Kyle Vandenbosch is he makes the cues, and so that's where I play.
That's what you're using?
Yeah, that's a Mariposa. It means butterfly in Spanish, and the design on it is commonly referred to. It's not a common design nowadays, but it used to be a long time ago. It's called a butterfly. And so that's hence the name Mariposa.
Well, after 3 games here, I'm still racking the balls. I haven't shot yet.
Is it 3? I thought it was 4. I lost track.
I think that was the 3rd game. It might have been 4. With no. Let's see if the 8 ball goes this time.
See, when you break the balls, you know, almost everybody when they break, they go from over to the side now. Very few people break from the center of the table because they're always after that corner ball on the side of the table they're breaking from. And the 1 ball has a bigger frequency of going in the side pocket.
What do you think about breaking from the D, Jeff? What's your opinion on that? You know, there's a lot of players that's been wanting to break from the D.
Well, I don't agree with the D. I think if you're going to do something, I think it should be from the direct center of the table.
You know, the reason I agree on as far as the D, I think it gives the advantage to the guys who can break real hard. You know, if you break them from the D, you know, there is a little, I mean, making a corner ball, if it's the table, new cloth, it goes a lot, you know, but making the one in the side, there's some skill to that. And
well, the D would be a half circle.
Actually, not a D, a rectangle.
Well,
it would be because you go from 2 diamonds, you know, you go from the center out a diamond each way and then all the way back to the rail. So it's actually a rectangle. You know, it wouldn't be the D because you can break from the back on the rail if you want to, as long as you're within them 2 diamonds. But I think it would give an advantage to the guys who can break the balls real hard.
Well, you know, it's like I had to chuckle last Thanksgiving. We were in Owensboro and playing in the Pro Players Championship, and before the tournament started, we were having our board meeting, and there were some other players in there, and Earl Strickland was one of them, you know. And somehow it was brought up the fact that even Earl would like to break from the center of the table because he wants to play a more fairer game. and it strikes me, well, Earl breaks the balls really powerful from the center of the table.
Him and Johnny and
better than anybody I've ever seen practically.
And I think that would give the advantage to those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe they're going to make more. Well, that's another run there. That's 4-0.
Well, I thought it was awful magnanimous of Earl to suggest that. I had to question his if this was an altruistic feeling that he had. Okay, that's 4 games.
I think if you tighten the pockets up, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's when the pockets are tighter, the corner ball doesn't go quite as often.
Well, you have to, as far as the corner ball going, you have to question why does the corner ball go if it's froze on the ball beneath it and the kiss is aimed for the side rails just slightly below the first diamond. Why does the ball go in the hole? Look at this. Another break with 3 balls on the break. So this table here is breaking very easy, I think.
Well, you have to admit one thing here, Jeff. I was giving you an honest rack, right?
Right. Yeah.
That's one thing I disagree with. Is I wish we had rack men, and referees.
So do I.
Because, it's.
Well, as we talked about it earlier, it's not fair. The fairest thing would be to have a referee rack the balls, either that or rack your own balls, because you're not going to give yourself as tight of a rack as you can. Okay,
if you rack your own balls and your opponent can check it out, and see if there's anything that.
I think and to speed the game up, I don't even think your opponent should be allowed to check the rack. As long as the 1 is in front and the 9 is in the middle, go ahead and then because it's going to speed the game up.
Yeah, but
if
you're on tables where the ball is not going, that corner ball, and if it's not frozen, then it really goes. When the wing ball there, if it's not touching.
No, not necessarily, Mike. Because sometimes I've seen it when it hasn't been touching and it doesn't go. But anyway.
Well, I think the main thing is referees. All other sports, they have referees, and it's just something that eventually, I think, at the U.S. Open we had referees, and they were racking balls. And I think it was great. Paul Pontier trained them, and they did a great job.
Well, so far I've been fortunate because I've been breaking the balls, making a ball on the break, and getting a shot. If any good player is in that position, they're going to do pretty much the same thing what I've done so far. That shot there.
The second rack was the the toughest rack you had, I think. The second rack is when you played the 2 to get on the 3. The rest of the racks but your speedo, you still got to play. All racks, they might look easy, but lots of times player gets out of line. When you can
see when I'm watching my opponent shoot, and you probably do the same thing. And he's up at the table. Excuse me. And so then you see he's got the run out. So then you look and you read the table and you look for any potential spots where he could make a mistake. And alluding to what you were saying, Mike, about that you still got to play good, and just because they look easy doesn't necessarily mean that there are. And there are all pratfalls all through the course of a rack where you could possibly make a mistake. So that's what I always look for when I'm sitting in the chair. Is I look for what possible way can he mess up here. And when you're playing, the better the player plays, he's
subconsciously I do that sometimes, because you're hoping the guy makes a mistake, of course, And let's see what happens this rack. You've run 5 racks, okay. This time you made a ball on break, and you finally had a little tough shot on the 1 ball to get on the 2 here. This is
the one is up in the upper right hand corner of your screen. And the 2 ball is right down in the middle of the end rail by the 9.
You could scratch on this shot. You try to draw back up, which I think you kind of cinched the ball and come across. And
yeah, I didn't like the angle for trying to shoot it in with low right because the side pocket is right there. I stand nothing to gain from it, plus it makes the shot harder to make. So I decided to just roll the 1 in and come back to the same side of the table that I'm at now. And if I get if it stops close to the rail where I got a good angle to cut the 2 in, then I can cut it in and then come back up the table.
Play safe at the same time.
And if I miss it, I got a good chance to get safe. And if I make it, I got a shot on the 3, which is in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. Okay, now I bounced a little bit farther than what I wanted to. As you see, when I shot the 1, I ended up hitting it a little bit thinner than what I wanted. And so, because of I hit it thinner, I get more speed on the cue ball. And so, if the thicker I would have hit it, the slower the cue ball would have came back over and might have been close or on the rail, and that would have given me a better angle to shoot. So here I decided to bank the 2 ball straight back in the upper right-hand corner. And
you didn't have much room there, but this way you can play safe at the same time.
Yeah, and I can hook you behind the ball that's close to the spot, and then if I make it, then I have a chance to bank the 3, which is in your lower right-hand corner of your screen, cross corner. Pretty easy bank if I happen to make the 2. I thought I hit it pretty good too, but I ended up shortening it up a little bit. I think that's what happened.
Let's see.
Yeah, and I hooked you. Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, you hooked me,
yeah, I hit it pretty good.
You hit it about as good as you could hit it.
Yeah.
You hit it you had perfect position, or all you had to do is bank the 3 and go up table. Here, I have to jump the whole ball, and I can't. I don't jump. I jump into the rail to the right side of the ball, so I could try to come around for position for the 3 ball.
Yeah, you hit the shot good too. All right, right now the score is 5-0.
And there's a danger in jumping the table here too on this shot. So, and I could have scratched in the side, but it turned out well. And here I just try to draw back out between the balls, maybe up close to back where where the cue ball is now, for the 4 in the corner. Make sure I don't get hooked with a 5 ball, mainly. You know, even though you had me 5-0, I saw how the balls were breaking, Jeff, and I thought if I could get it rolling here, I still got a chance. See how big the pockets are? You see how much I cheated it? I'm trying to cheat it there, but so I could keep the cue ball off the rail.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought that you might have missed it.
Yeah, but I didn't play to cheat it that much. I played to cheat it because I didn't want the cue ball to go over the rail, and I didn't want to force it. You know,
so what you're saying is that you don't mind cheating every now and then.
That's right. Yeah. Or stealing an angle. You know. Here I went a little bit farther than I wanted to, but I just...
But, yeah, you did, but on the other hand, you'd rather go too far than not far enough.
That's right. Yeah, you don't want to...
That's the one thing that you have to remember, is that most of your... I don't know about most, but a lot of your shots, the position required on it is that you'd rather go too far than not far enough. And then there are shots, on the other hand, that you'd rather go not far enough than too far. And so as long as you are able to recognize those shots and apply that principle to your position play, it makes it easier to play the game because you're always going to have a shot.
Something I've noticed about a lot of the amateurs, the players, you know, a little under the pros, the top pros, I think a lot of them, they try to get too close to their next ball, their object ball, and sometimes they don't have the confidence in the long shots, and they try to get too close, and they actually get on the wrong side of the ball.
Yeah.
You know, they overshoot the angle, and it's best to stay back and make sure you get the right angle, stay on the right side of the ball. I made the 1 in the side, and let's see here.
You made the
1 ball in the side. Yeah, the corner ball didn't go. I must not hit it that's solid or something. And here was a kind of a tedious shot here on the 2 ball, because the 3, what I try to do here is make the 2 and go down below the 8 and 4, and come back out. I play perfect position for the 3, but I think I missed the 2 ball because I'm jacked up. And
yeah, you did. You missed it.
I was a little, you know, starting off here I don't think normally I'd miss this shot, but I had to place the cue ball in a good spot too. That come out perfect for position.
See, now the 3 ball was a ball that you were playing. You had it straight in on the side pocket. Now, if you look,
that's
look
what
diagonally over to the side pocket there on the right side of the table from the cue ball, you'd see the 3 ball.
And
so
you
had position.
I got a little lucky here. I think you can see the 2 ball, but I didn't leave you like a real good shot.
Well, I was thinking here that I was thinking about banking the 2 ball or shooting the 2 ball up towards the upper left-hand corner, but not trying to make the ball, and banking the 2 ball 2 rails back down by the 9, and then holding the cue ball, having it go back and forth across the table up there, up at the upper end of the table. But I was afraid that of getting a kiss on the 2 ball with a double kiss with the cue ball. And so I elected to go ahead, and I don't want to sell out like that. So I figure if I'm going to sell out, I might as well go ahead and try to make the ball. So that's
you
why
decided to go for the shot.
Yeah, I decided to go for it.
It's a makeable shot. It's just a difficult shot, but
I didn't hit it too bad. Not good enough though, but not bad considering it was a difficult shot.
Here you left me a little angle. I just make the ball roll up for the 3 in the corner. Yeah, I think it's the 4-8. But I make a mistake. I don't get much of an angle on the 4 ball. I tried to stay over close to the cushion, and I thought.
And you ended up freezing on the. You got shape on the 4, but for the 5,
forced it over. I got on the rail I had to cinch the 5. Oh.
Yeah, you had to just roll it in, because your natural position, if you were to shoot it hard, all you can do is follow the ball, and you're going to be over on the right side of the table, which you were anyway.
Yeah, here I just cinch it, and I've got a lot of confidence in those long shots. So I practice a lot of long shots, and these pockets are big, but like here, I mean, you're supposed to make this ball here.
Well, it's not an easy shot.
I don't think I stroked it, though. I think I...
Plus, you're shooting...
Over the pocket there, that made it a little more difficult. But I kind of babied the ball. In the English, see, I had left English on it, and if I'd stroked it, I'd made it. But the English, when you hit it soft like that, the English threw the ball. And of course, I didn't leave you. I think, well, I left you. I think you go for a safety on this shot.
Yeah, I tried to play a safe here, and I didn't hit it very well. I wanted to put the cue ball or the 6 ball on the middle of the end rail up on top, and the cue ball down on the end rail on the bottom. And the cue ball really, I lost it there a little bit. It didn't do what I thought it was going to do.
I think I cut the ball in here too.
Yeah, you do. You hit a real nice shot, and I think you played it rail first.
Yeah, the ball
spun into the ball with high left-hand spin.
It's like a 1/4 of an inch off the rail.
Yeah,
and I'd see if I make it, I'm not going to scratch, you know. But it's not a hanger. But I'm not, put a lot of spin and went rail first.
More important is that on that particular shot, when you hit it beautiful too, because you're coming in rail first. Now you're either going to make it
or get it safe,
or you're going to overcut it a little bit, or you're going to hit down underneath it a little bit too much, and you're going to end up the cue ball's coming back down towards the end of the table.
If you hit it right speed, the ball will come back to where it was at.
Yeah, you got a good chance to play it safe. So it's a good shot. It's a very makeable shot.
That's what I was thinking about too, because like you say, if you hit too close to it, to where you missed the ball, and you hit it the speed I hit it at, the ball would have come back toward the center of the table.
Yeah, you're not going to hit underneath it because you can't get underneath under the 6 because it's too close to the rail. So you're either going to make it, or you're going to get a little bit farther underneath it than what you want, and if that happens, then it's going to be like a cross corner bank from that position.
I think percentage-wise,
it's a good shot.
Yeah.
Because the six ball is sitting in the optimum position for shooting that shot.
And you can, I mean, it's possible to hang the ball up, but these pockets are big too, of course that helps. Let's see what I do on the break here. It's 5-2 now. You sit to 7 ball. Yep, 7 out to 1 almost. And
yeah, here you hooked me here.
yeah, I had a chance to go for it too, and
we got the 2 over on the left side of the table, down in the lower.
Yeah, I'd had to slow roll it, see, to stay on the 2 ball, and
well, we had some good shots that came up here.
Sure did. You made a good shot just to get. You rolled a 4 up against a 1 ball, and you got it in good position. I mean, I couldn't make the ball, and I couldn't. Excuse me.
See, one thing I liked about it was I knew if I could get the 4 where I wanted, I felt that you might have a hard time hooking me because there was no obvious ball for you to stick me behind. But I'm tying the balls up. Actually, if I felt like if I could just tie the 4 up into the 1, I didn't care if you hooked me again or not. At least you're not running out.
Yeah.
You know, when I was shooting that shot, I was thinking, well, I got to be careful here I don't shove this.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking, well, what do I care if I shove it? Anyway. It's a foul anyway.
The only thing, if you don't get it out there far enough, then I can stick you behind the 4. You know, so you got it up there just close enough to the 4 to where I couldn't do anything as far as leading behind the 4. And I made a pretty good shot here, but I didn't. I still left you a natural angle on the kick shot. I'm trying to. If I go up a little bit farther, you would really had a tough shot. So sneak it in behind there and hook you, but you got the gap between the 6 and the 8, and it's like a perfect natural angle where you can go easy. But you still make you make a good shot though. And 1 ball's not froze.
Yeah. And oh yeah, I hit a good shot here. I looked at it, and you know how a lot of times when you're lagging from those balls cross corner and stuff, and then you think, well, this looks about like when I'm supposed to hit it, and then you shoot it and it goes real long.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
And so then I'm thinking, well, this looks exactly like, because this looks like a cross corner shot, but I know if I shoot it soft, it's going to go real long. And I ended up hitting it.
You actually went rail first too.
Yeah. And
hooked me. If you hit straight into it, I might have a shot, but your cue ball came rail first, and it went back to the rail.
See, now you had the same shot here too. If you would have played rail first, but you ended up hitting the ball full.
Yeah, but I had a chance also to kick it past the 4 and hook you behind the 4, and I think that's what I.
Well, see, if you play rail first, then the ball comes in, hits the rail, hits the 1, and kisses off the 1 and goes on the top side of the 4. You see, it's like automatic.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
Okay, the shot that you and I had wasn't that much different. Now here I hit this ball too soft. I got excited because I ended up getting a shot to where it looked like
you got straight on the.
And then I tried to slow roll the 2 and cheat the pocket a little bit and come down.
You had to come all the way down, didn't you?
Right, to the right side on the end rail, and I ended up overcutting the 2 ball, and I drove it into the rail. And then I was fortunate here because I left the ball sitting in front of the pocket, but the cue ball was down low enough to where.
Yeah, I didn't. I tried to do something with the cue ball. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
We'll come to that. Now, the score right now is 5-2, right? I think it's 5-2.
Yeah, it's 5-2. See, now I'm looking because the 3 ball's over by the side pocket, and the 4 ball is down on the end rail. And I want to make sure that I can get an angle to where I can shoot the 3 and bring the cue ball down to the end rail, obviously, or towards that direction. But by stopping the cue ball right where the 2 is, or rolling down just a little bit, I got to cut the 3, and the cue ball is going to go over to the side of the rail. I can't get it back down.
Yeah, and you left me a tough shot here because what I tried to do here is with reverse English, so I can go up, cut the ball in and hit.
I think the reverse. I think the ball might have skidded on you a little bit because the reverse might have held it.
I think
a little bit more.
I cut it. I mean, I had a cuttable. I mean, it was a makeable shot. And
I don't get out here anyway.
I know it. Yeah. And I still didn't have position for the 3 ball. trying to figure out what happens here because I win this game.
I know what happens. I shot the 3, I got on the 4, and then didn't get quite where I wanted to get on the 5. So then I had to come around, shoot the 5 in the upper left hand, come 2 rails between the 6 and the 8, and then I shot the 6 in the corner, and I tried to follow it down a little bit and shoot the 8 up in the right hand corner in your lower part of your right hand corner of the screen, and I undercut the 8.
You go 1 rail or 2 rails here?
I go 2 rails in between them.
Between the balls, yeah.
See, and I had a funny angle.
Couldn't you do this shot? Couldn't you went to the rail and come back up here?
Well, it was very close to straight in.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, if I just roll this down here, I'll have my shot on the 8, and I didn't get quite the angle that I wanted. See,
you didn't get straight enough on the 8. Yeah. Yeah, here.
Well, I didn't mind I didn't have a tough shot on the 8 ball. I just missed the ball. So, you know, the cue ball. I either overcut the 6 ball and hit it on the right side of the pocket, and the cue ball deflected or kissed off a little bit more to the left than what I wanted to. Even though I still had a makeable ball here, I'm hitting with inside or right hand English, and it's throwing the 8.
Yeah, the English threw the ball into the cushion.
Yeah, and I think I just hit it. I didn't help it either where I hit it. But that's a shot there that you've got to practice, because if you don't, all you're doing is really guessing.
Well, it's different equipment too on that shot. The balls are a little dirty, you know, it's going to throw more. And if they're waxed or new, they're going to not throw as much, you know.
This is a nice shot you made here.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in the game now. I just got to get my break working, and
well, yeah, score's 5-3 now, and I was ahead 5-0. Now the score's 5-3, and so I know that I can't make any mistakes, because a big lead like that on a table that breaks like this, with the pockets being a little bit on the generous side, there is no lead that's really safe.
See what happens here. I know. Okay, the corner ball didn't go that time.
No, but the 2 balls going straight in the pocket. Usually when I rack the balls, I rack them the same way all the time. And the 2 ball was going down, straight down. I racked the 2 ball just underneath, or just above the bottom ball to the left.
There's a 1, and is it 2 next, or no, the 3? I draw back for the 3.
So you made the 2 on the break. There's a 3. You're going to shoot in the side pocket.
This here I didn't get back up far enough. It was a tough shot. If I draw back too far, I snooker myself on the 3 ball.
See, now there's a perfect example where you'd rather be not far enough than too far. You're trying to get perfect on the ball, and then you end up going too far.
Here I can't go around the table or anything. The balls are in the way, so I just cinch it. And this shot here, oh, I know what happened. I make this shot, then I make a good shot on the 5, but I get unlucky really for position on the 6. I make the 4, and I'm gonna try to come 2 rails, and this shot here, and I actually clip the 6 ball going back. Didn't have enough inside. I think you said a hook, but I clip it and I come over. I felt real confident on this. I cut this ball in.
Yeah, and then you basically ended up straight across
50-yard
from the
line.
6, and you played a safe.
A bad safe, yeah.
Not a bad safe, but not a good one.
Well, it was a bad safe. Yeah, but here, I thought I was going to go up for the corner, and it just seemed like it died when it hit the cushion down there. Now, I had a makeable shot for the corner here, but it was a real thin cut. And I had a good chance of safety, and I just don't hit the ball hard enough. So I'm supposed to snooker you. I'm supposed to leave the ball down here behind the 7-9 and the cue ball up on the end rail up there, and I just hit it way too soft. But I had to draw it a little bit to miss the side pocket. And I just hit it way
too soft.
Too soft.
So now I'm getting a shot here where I felt like I wasn't supposed to have a shot.
That's right.
So I went ahead and I'm playing to bank this 6 ball here up in the corner. Here's a shot that I practice. And then I also know on this shot that when I shoot it, the only thing that I don't want to do is I don't want to overcut the 6, because when you overcut it, or in other words, bank it long, then it's going to hit the side rail and then the end rail and come back out into the middle of the table.
Or you can double the pocket or whatever. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So then if you undercut it, in other words, hit it too straight, then it's going to hit on the right side of the pocket on the end rail and come back straight up. And a lot of times it'll stop on the side of rail somewhere, you know, other than by the side pocket. So then you leave a tough shot.
You make a good position shot too on the 7 ball here. You could play perfect shape.
Yeah, I think I just barely got there.
Yeah, that was a big game there. That was a big game.
Yeah, instead of it being 5-4, now it's 6-3.
Tournaments are getting tougher and tougher, aren't they, Jeff? You got so many good players now. A lot of players coming from, like in this tournament, you got how many players? 4 or 5 from Philippines.
Yeah, and then you got some from Japan.
5 from Japan.
And plus, a lot of the young players in the United States playing really well.
I got to play a young one tonight. The Spirit playing real good. That Coltrane.
Yeah, Michael Coltrane, Jimmy Wedge.
Yeah, I played Jimmy last night. I beat Jimmy.
Danny Harriman, C.J. Wiley.
C.J.'s not that much of a youngster.
Well,
he's been around a long time.
Yeah, but he's only been playing in the tournaments for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I made no, that's your break. You made, oh yeah, here you get a good, you made a 1 inside and cue ball comes down for a good billiard on the, you had a big ball on this 9 ball here.
Yeah, the 9 ball's sitting probably about 1/4 of an inch off the rail. So, the 2 ball is down on the end rail. I got a little bit fortunate there because if I hit the rack the way I want to, the cue ball's up at the other end of the table. And I mishit it a little bit and it came down. Now see here, the first time when I was lining up, I was thinking, well, I'll just play a straight billiard into the 9. And then when you stop and think about this, the ball is much easier to make if you play a rail first. Because if you're playing it straight into it and you hit underneath it, you're not going to make it. But if you play a rail first, then it's just easier to make. See, rail first. I've made that error many times in playing, where I had a chance to play a rail first and try to go directly at the ball instead of rail first. And
directly, if you hit a little bit too full or a little bit to the right of that ball.
It's just like almost like you have to be too precise. It's easier to pick out the spot on the rail where you have to hit than the spot on the ball that you have to hit.
Plus a little right English is going to make the cue ball get a little longer. It gives you a spin on the 9 ball too.
Okay, now we're looking at 7-3, and I'm breaking.
Yeah, race 11. 9 ball gets over in the pocket again. feel like I'm still in the game, you know, the way the equipment's playing and stuff, just wanting to get a good shot, of course.
Now here I'm shooting the 3 ball. I just played kissed the 2 ball off the 3, and
yeah, I thought you might play position for the combination on the 9 here because
well, I wanted to, but I was a little bit too straight in on the 3, and I couldn't get the cue ball back where I wanted.
You couldn't force
to get
it
a good
yeah.
angle, to get a good angle on it.
So the 5 wasn't really setting that good.
No, but no, it wasn't. But I thought that if I get a good shot on the 4 ball, which is very close to being in the middle of the table, then I'll have a chance to shoot the 5 ball in the side pocket. So I decided to not even worry about the 9 ball and just go ahead and try to run them out. Now, if I would have had a little bit steeper angle on the 3, where I could have pulled a cue ball back over on the right side of the table, but farther up the rail towards the side pocket, then I would have played it. I got a little bit of a roll there because
could have got jacked up.
Yeah, I could have got hooked behind it too.
Yeah, but yeah, well, you had a little left English, but you could have. If you hadn't hit it, you would have actually maybe been jacked up over the ball, which is, then you wouldn't have been able to stop for the 5. You hit this shot good here, because you had to actually force the ball, stun the ball up a little bit. Cue ball goes forward a couple inches.
Yeah, see there, that's a center ball hit, and then the speed that you shoot it determines how far the cue ball rolls forward. The cue ball is basically sliding with no rotation on it whatsoever when it hits the ball, and then the speed or the momentum, the more speed you have, the more momentum carries the cue ball through. But it just kind of drifts through, as opposed to shooting a shot where you're trying to follow the cue ball and have it just, you're trying to shoot the shot real soft and have the cue ball follow through.
That's where you can stroke the ball. You can put a stroke on it.
Yeah, you lose control when you do that on a lot of shots because you're shooting so soft. Sometimes it's impossible to shoot a shot hitting it soft and get the cue ball to stop where you want it, because if you hit it hard enough to make it, it's going to go farther than what you want it to go.
Yeah.
So then you go and you play. It's kind of like what I call a stun shot.
Stun. That's what. Yeah. That's what the English players call it in snooker. Stun forward or stun. Yeah.
Yes, stun forward or stun reverse. Yes, very good, Mike.
And they stun their balls good too. They hit that a lot.
I was watching him play on TV one time in Europe, and I was stunned how easy I thought the game was. The strategy appeared to me to be a lot like when you're playing full rack bank pool, and you start out with the opening break, and when you break the balls playing banks with a full rack, you try to play a safety break, and bring the cue ball back up to the end rail. And then you're trying to play safe until eventually one of you force your opponent to shoot a shot to where he's playing it safe, but he can't get the cue ball back down at that end of the table. And so when you're playing snooker, it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's they're great at pocketing balls, but I think overall, I tell you, I think snooker's an easier game than pool because you got so many options.
In the pockets, I remember in my hometown they had a Brunswick 5x10 gold crown snooker table in the pool room and I remember shooting on that table where you had to hit the balls dead in the pocket or they would not go in.
Yeah, their pockets are pretty forgiving.
And the snooker, and so I always had this impression of snooker tables, that's the way the pockets were, but then being in Europe a couple times and seeing the official snooker tables that they had over there, the pockets weren't that tight. I saw balls hit the rails and go in.
You roll out here for try to kick and hook me, and I give up the shot because I'm thinking you might possibly even kick the ball in. I thought you was going to actually try to kick and leave me behind the 6 ball, bring it up, Well,
I was trying to go to the ball that's hooking me. No, I hit it not too bad. I knocked it up by the 6, but I want to put the cue ball behind
the 3,
whatever that red ball is there. See, it went over right towards it. So I made a pretty good shot there. I do that a lot. I roll out when I'm hooked because if you roll
out, a difficult shot,
well, a shot where I know I'm going to hit it.
Yeah.
And so then, rather than when you're playing,
you can't roll out for something easy.
Right, because when you're playing one foul ball in hand and you roll out, you're at a distinct disadvantage when you're hooked on the break. You're at a disadvantage.
Oh yeah, because that guy has the option. Yeah.
Right, and so then so you can't roll out to a shot where he's obviously going to hook you, and then if you roll out to something to where he can't hook you, then he's going to make you shoot. Now you got to come up with something. So then I don't like either one of those options. So I like to roll out to where I'm hooked, but I know I can hit the ball, and now I have some kind of control. And he's probably going to tell me to shoot.
Yeah, unless it's Efren.
I don't care who it is.
Well, what I'm saying, Efren hits those kick shots really good, kicking in and sticking the cue ball even when they're a foot away from the rail.
Yeah, he does, but it's what are your alternatives?
Yeah, that's right. Here, I go ahead and go for the bank. I make the bank shot. And I clip the 4-ball coming around. I'm trying to come around, just come out to the center of the table. There's a good billiard on the 9 there.
Yeah, the 9 is
get in a good position.
Yeah, the 9 is also, it's about a quarter of an inch off the rail, so it's easy. It's in the optimum position for playing a billiard or kicking at it one rail or whatever to make it.
But I got over on the rail and made it really difficult. But I couldn't see a good safety here. I had to go for a shot, and I figure if I miss it, I might even get a safety. And this is where I'm trying to stun it over there, and I couldn't put any left English to go rail first, into the 9.
Well, you played the 9.
I wasn't off much. And I left you a pretty good shot here because you can cinch this ball because the 4-ball's close to the pocket. And I think you just follow the ball.
I just followed it. See here, it's like the first thing that comes to my mind usually in situations like this is shoot it with low right. Okay.
Yeah, you want to force it up. Yeah.
All right, and so then it just makes a shot harder. So
yeah, you got to hit
I just
firm.
roll the ball in, and that way at least because it doesn't make any difference what kind of position you get if you don't make the ball.
That's right.
I'd rather make the ball and not have position. Or have tough position than have perfect position and not make the ball. I went a little bit farther than what I wanted because I thought, well, I might run into the 4-ball and then I'll shoot the 3-ball in the side pocket. The 4 is in the upper right-hand corner. But I got a pretty good shot on it. Here I got a natural shot. All I got to do is make the 3. Come 3 rails around the table.
I thought that was a 7-ball. I was thinking the 3 was next, yeah.
I got a 5-9 combination here, so I just roll the 4-ball in, come bring out in the middle of the table, maybe a little bit to the left side of the table.
You got about as good as you could get there on the shot.
See, now at this point, what happened was I won the first 5, and then you won 3, and then I win another 5 games in a row. So now
you actually had me 10-3.
Yeah, and then.
And I win 5 in a row.
Well,
yeah.
I didn't want you to say that, Mike, because I wanted the suspense to build a little.
But it's how I win the 5 in a row. But a wing ball didn't go that time, and 1 ball didn't, but you made another ball on the side. And here, I think you play a safety. Well, you actually go for the shot too and play safe, a 2-way shot here, I think.
No, I was just playing strictly safe here. All I want to do is put the cue ball down in the right where it's headed now. And I actually got a little bit lucky because I thought if I would have hit a little bit harder, the one would have came out and you would have had a shot. I didn't hit it exactly like I wanted.
Here I try a jump shot, and pretty close to the 2 ball. But I hit the ball, but of course it's hard aiming like that. And didn't scratch, but I still leave you a shot. But here I think you see, I thought you might just stay up there and play a long shot on the 2 ball, come out to the center of the table or back to close to where the cue ball is now, but you played to come up closer to the 2 here.
Well, the 2 goes over in the lower right-hand corner. And
it goes in the other corner.
Yeah,
okay.
So in playing, shooting the 1 up in that pocket and then shooting the 2 in the lower left hand, then I've got, it's just much trickier to negotiate, so I thought if I could get over to the lower right-hand corner, then I wouldn't have to worry about running into balls.
Cut the ball a little too thin, and that way you didn't come back up table far enough.
Yeah. So rather than try to do anything fancy here, I just played it safe. It's one thing about this game, it just seems like
the rules that we play, yeah.
You can lose on a shot that requires very little skill. But you learn to live with it.
Yeah. Yeah, the push-out rule would be a good rule if we.
It slows it. I don't know if it slows the game down, but it seems like it's a lot more work.
That with the shot clock, I think. Now I got unlucky there. I kicked and hit the ball and kicked the 3 ball in, and I got lucky and unlucky. I luck a ball in, but I don't get a shot.
That's where the positive and the negative equal a negative.
Equal a negative. I feel like I'm going to hit the ball. I'm looking at my angle here. I'm looking at the parallel lines between the to the corner there, and
no, it looks to me like kind of like you're marking the table. I should have called a foul here.
Marking the table. But I hit it good. But I don't hook you. I think you're like straight in here. All you got to do is make the ball stop, isn't it?
Yeah, I got a good roll there. I just cinched the ball. Nice short little stroke. Like a snooker stroke.
Yeah, a little punch.
Kind of like Steve Davis a little bit.
Or like Tommy Kennedy. Tommy Kennedy, he punches every shot.
TKO, you mean?
Yeah.
Tommy Kennedy from Orlando. Call him TKO. That's a nickname I give him.
Oh, okay. He's pretty good at TKOing too.
Yeah. That's why I gave him that nickname, Mike.
Okay. Maybe that's logical.
Well, you think that was just a coincidence or something?
He TKO'd a couple yesterday. He played. He beat Leonardo Andon.
Did he?
Player, yeah.
That guy plays good. It doesn't look like he can run 2 balls.
I know.
When you first
straight up. And he plays good snooker. He came in second in the World Amateurs a couple years ago.
Yeah. No, all of those Filipinos.
Yeah.
When you look at them.
If they play,
if you didn't know them and you were
looking for a game,
susceptible to being hustled, they would be the guys for you.
Especially Bustamante, man, he looks like he's going to. You don't know where he's going to hit the cue ball.
Yeah.
Oh, now what's the score here? We've just 9 or 10. 10-3.
And this is when for me, I thought, well, there's no way I can lose this match now. And the next thing I know,
you're sweating it.
I'm sweating it, and the balls are starting to become very difficult to make and get position. And I got lucky. That's what I felt after the match was over. It's one thing that you have to remember is that you can never let up, because no matter how big of a lead you get, it's not safe.
That's right.
And
well, you know, I think the record in the tournaments that we play in our pro tournaments is 9 racks, and it's happened about 5 times or so that I know of. But you see here, you notice in Reno you see a lot more racks run than any place because of the tables are softer. But I know Danny Medina ran 9 racks here, and Ismael Paez ran 9 racks.
Yeah.
Here. Matter of fact, Paez ran in against Medina, then Medina ran in against Billy and Cardona the next year after he learned how to do it from Paez. Now this shot here, I had to roll this ball. I didn't want to go back up table and come, so I'm playing position for the side on the 3.
Yeah, you hit it real good too. And then the 3 ball, when you cut it in the side pocket, you came down in between the 6 and the 9 there, and you hit that real good.
Yeah, I had to cut it thin, and here this because I knew it was going to be difficult to stay on the 3, and I went. If I roll another inch or another inch, I'd really had a tough shot here. But there, this I didn't think I could get between the balls without hitting the 9. I think I might even clip the 9 here a little bit, but I knew I had to just cut it in soft so I can go through the ball. Yeah, I clipped the 9. And this, you see, the 4 is straight in, the 6 ball's the next ball, and I think this is another one where I just cinch the ball and stay there. I might cheat the pocket a little bit on this one so I can keep the cue ball off the rail. That's all I could do is I couldn't.
Well, that's the way you're supposed to play it.
Yeah.
Like I said, you got to take what the balls give
right.
you. When you start trying to force things, that's when you run into problem. That's the difference between pros and amateurs.
That's right. They try to get too much out of the shot.
They decrease their chances of making the ball in order to get position.
Trying to get perfect position. That's what they need to do is practice more difficult shots,
and learning to accept. This is what all you can do, and there are situations that come up where there's only one thing you can do, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And to try anything else is
it's like being a magician. Yeah, he's trying to. So now it's 10-4. I always feel like I got a chance. So I felt here. I feel like anything is.
Well, that's the attitude you're supposed to have.
Yeah, you can't give up, like you say. I mean, I don't like my chances, of course, but I feel like I've come back from this situation before and won. I'm sure you have too. It don't happen often against the players in this field, but.
Well, the whole game, not the whole game, but a big percentage of what you're doing all depends on your attitude. It's more important than anything else that you can do in anything that you do.
Talent-wise, there's not a lot of difference between a lot of the top players. It's attitude.
And you can either think positive or you can think negative. It's up to you.
And that's where practicing, if you get a chance to practice a lot, your attitude, I think, is going to be better. You're going to have more confidence.
Well, in the past couple of years, I practice more now than I ever have. And
by yourself a lot?
Yeah, by myself. That's the only way I get anything out of it.
Mm-hmm.
If I just play with somebody, at times it's almost like a waste of time. It's only good for getting your arm loose and your eye, accommodated.
If there's enough tournaments, But I think you need competition too. But practicing by yourself is where you really learn.
You can. I believe you can. You don't have to practice. If you spend enough time at the table, the adequate time, then you can prepare yourself for being in a tournament.
Sure.
but it also then, once you do that, now you have to go to the mental part and work on attitude too.
Yeah.
And all the top players have an attitude that lets them maximize whatever it is that they're trying to do on the table. So when I say maximize, I mean maintaining their composure and keeping their concentration up at maximum level.
Yeah.
And with myself, well, you always hear that, well, everybody likes to win, but very few people, everybody wants to win, but very few people are willing to put in the work required to prepare themselves to win. And so in other words, hard work, practice and hard work are what get results.
That's right, yeah.
And I would have to say that I have been guilty of not practicing like I supposed to have been in my younger years. And so then in deciding to change that and to start practicing, I had to get used to the idea that I was practicing and now I was going to be prepared when I was going to a tournament. Because I never used to do that. I used to play as much as I could, but I didn't spend that much time practicing. But
that's been my problem, you know, is I don't get to practice very, very little, and I'm trying to get in a situation where I can practice a lot, because I travel, you know, so much doing exhibitions, and I think I practice probably less than any player in the tournament, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you got to, every time I practice, I do well in a tournament, you know, and so I'm going to try to get in a position where I can practice more, and I've got an opportunity maybe coming up to where I'll be able to do that.
well, I think that's the key. Practice to prepare yourself, and then having the proper attitude. And attitude gets to the point to where it's at least or maybe more important than practicing, because if your mind thinks you can, then it doesn't make a difference if you're out of stroke or not.
And the right motivation of why you want to win too, you know, that's very important. And which comes to attitude, you know, of course, why you want to win, why you want to do your best, you know. And
okay, you pick up a quick game here. I think it's 10-4 right now. And
yeah, I think 10-4, and
you're gonna make a billiard on the 9 here. So you had a pretty good break there. You made 2 balls on the break.
Let's go straight into the ball. So now it's 10-5. I think I make nine ball break in this game once, in this match.
I don't know. I don't know if I remember that or not.
So let's see, it's 10-5. Let's see.
Almost made it.
Almost made it.
And here's where you said,
here, I got lucky here.
Something go in. Wait, then you went, no, wait, don't anything go in.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, I was fortunate there that I hooked you on the 1 ball, because 3-9. Oh, yeah, you elect to shoot out and make the 9 here.
I don't have much choice.
Yeah. Go back up table. Now here, I can't make the 1 ball, and what I try to do is stick you behind the 5, but I know I'm going to have a hard time having 1 ball coming around the table, but I see there is a chance.
Yeah, and you ended up hitting the
Yeah, it hits the 4 ball coming across, but if it hits the other side, it hits this side of the 4, it still gets around the table. And it's going to be close, and it goes into the wrong side of the 4 ball. There, you got a little lucky there. You hit the 7, the 7 comes back in the way, and see what I kick. I have to draw my ball in. Yeah.
Well, you know, Mike.
And I got a little lucky here too. I think, yeah.
You know, you say like you got a little bit lucky, but on the other hand, Mike, if I wouldn't have hit that 7 and left you a shot, on the 1, right, to where you could shoot straight at it, as opposed to kicking at it like you did. In some situations, it's better for you to kick at a ball like that than it is to shoot straight on. Okay, so if you're hooked, it forces you to kick, to actually shoot the what's the better shot for you. Anyway, there are situations when that arises.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, you can. See, okay,
well,
here.
I butchered that shot, didn't I?
Yeah, but I cross-banked the 1 ball here.
Yeah. I was trying to make that ball, and it just... Right now I'm feeling, to be honest, I was feeling a little bit uneasy.
Well, like you said, the first game and the last game is the hardest to win.
You made a nice shot there to beat the kiss with the cue ball, putting the high left so that when the cue ball hit the end rail, it spun over to the right there. It looked like to me like there was could have been a very easy to get a double kiss there, and so you avoided that very
Here I'm
nicely.
trying to leave you behind the 3 ball here.
Yeah, then you didn't hit it quite hard enough.
Quite hard enough, and it's just a hair, but you can't see the ball enough to make it. So what do you try to do? Bank the ball just straight back at the table here and leave the cue ball down on the end rail?
Yeah, that's what I tried to do. Then you tried to play. Yeah, I hit it not too bad. I didn't leave you a shot, but I left you a shot where you attempted to go for the 9.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he hits the point, yeah. Here, you know, the ball is laying good to make the 9 and possibly play it safe at the same time, but I didn't see a good safe shot here, and I couldn't cut the 2 ball in. I think this is a shot, isn't it?
Yeah, you try to play. You try to go
rail
over
first
to the rail,
make the 9.
to the side rail, and come off and make the 9.
Yeah.
And it's a difficult shot, but you got a chance. I didn't like it when you were shooting it because I could just picture it going in the hole.
No, this is a different game.
Wow.
we fooled ourselves. It's a different game. I cut the 2 ball in. That's almost like this. The shot will come up later.
Yeah, it must. Must be very close to the same shot.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Sure is.
Well,
here I got to use the bridge. And
we all make mistakes, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I think I draw back up table here for the 4. And I drew a little too far. Oh, this is the shot right here. This is shot.
Yeah, here it is.
Because I'm thinking, well, the 5's tied up, and if I cut the 4 in, I can't do it. There's nowhere I can get on the 5 to even play a possible safe, because I'd have to get perfect on the 5 to try to leave behind the 7. And what I do here is play the 9 and try to draw the cue ball back up table, because I know the 5's.
5 and 7 are tied up just above the 9 ball.
And it was laying. It's laying pretty good there. It's and of course, like I said, the big pockets too, and being behind as much as I am, I got to try to win the game. I can't. I play pretty aggressive. I thought about rolling the 4 down here on the end rail and try to leave you over on the side rail, below the side, behind the 5-7, but that was too tedious of a shot. I could have actually scratched on the shot, and speed had to be too perfect.
And
so
then
I got the cue ball back to where I wanted to.
Then this shot here, I was trying to bank the 2 ball, not up in the corner, but I was trying to bank it, bring the cue ball over to the left side of the table by the 5, 7, and the 9.
Yeah, I started asking you later. I was going to say, I didn't think you was really playing this shot here, because it don't even look like you have a pocket.
Yeah, and I ended up hitting it too full, and then I should have ran out from here, and then I
actually make the shot,
and. Yeah,
it looked like he was playing it. I started saying, man, he's playing good. I thought you was trying to leave the cue ball behind the 9, right?
Yeah, I was trying to hook you.
Yeah. You hit this shot really good here, too, because you rolled a 7 up for position.
I know. I played everything perfect till I got the shape on the 8.
Yeah, you hit this shot like.
It's like playing those side pocket position type shots. A lot of times they're real touchy.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't get perfect on that angle, then you got to go up and around, up and down or around the table to get position. It's like here, it's like, well, now I got to go. Of course, I'm supposed to play position for the side pocket on this shot, like I did, but look at what I end up with.
For the side. What do you mean? Well, it's 8 won't even go in the 7.
I know it won't, but I was talking about the 7
Oh, the
ball.
7.
Of course I'm going to play position for the 7, but a lot of times, that shot, it ends up to where you get out of line on your position for the next ball.
Yeah, you just hit the 7 you hit a little too hard here. I didn't think you would miss this shot, though.
I overcut it.
That's about the only way.
Yeah,
so
and then you jumped up out of your chair.
This is when I really feel like it, because
I know. Now I'm starting to go, oh boy, and you jumped up out of your chair, and I'm thinking, yeah, this is great. No, I
feel like I'm really in the game now. Because I know myself, sometimes that last game is, when I'm getting within striking distance of running the set out. Was 10-6.
I think it's 10-6.
Yeah. Well, I hope my cue turns up. I left my cue at the ice cream place there last night, I think. 3 cues, my brake cue, another cue, and the cue I'm using, and a case that there's no other case like it in the United States right now. It's a Longoni hard case, a real nice case.
You misplaced that thing, huh?
And I can't find it, so I hope someone turns it in.
Well, I do too.
If they don't, tomorrow I go check the honk shops in town.
That's too bad.
Well, I got to use another cue today, but I felt good practicing with it. It's 62 inches long. I used to use a 62, but the one I'm using there is a 60, and I've been using it for a long time. And of course, it's a Q-Tech. The other one is 62.
It's a nice shot here. You shoot the one in and draw
back off. Yeah.
And you hit it real good, because when I was thinking when you shot it that the cue ball was going to come over to the left, like say diagonally back down towards the left-hand corner, something like that.
There's a little cut in the cue ball. I think it went forward first and hit the ball full. It goes. What? I didn't have a real full hit on the one ball. The only problem here I had to think about was mostly getting good on the 5, of course.
Yeah, well, when you first look at it, when I was looking at it, it looked like a problem to me. But then I'm thinking, well, if he gets on the 4 ball, all he got to do is swing 2 rails deep around, and he's there.
You want to get deep into the corner over there, so with the spin to bring you right up. Just get in there deep.
Hit it perfect. I thought that. Here, I thought you might have a problem.
Yeah, this was
bumping into the 6.
Yeah, I made sure I hit it soft so that I know that I'm not going to knock it over close to the rail there, And it was headed straight for the side, so I'm either going to have position for the side or the corner. So I could play this ball either in the corner or the side, but I'm straight in the side, and it's where I could just roll it in and have a perfect angle on the 8 ball.
Seven. I'll tell you, boy, when he gets to the point where you felt like you should have won the set, now you're watching the guy run out, run out. It just starts to. This is where your composure really has to be strong, because basically, I think what you have to have is you have to have the ability to make mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake, and yet the next time that you come up to the table, not be affected by any of the mistakes that you made.
Can't let the mistakes affect you. It's all in the past. You gotta try to use it in a positive way, learn from it. If anything, you can't start thinking about the mistakes you made.
Yeah, when you let your anger come into it, like if it makes you angry, and then once you start getting mad, then you start not paying attention to what's going on, and then any subsequent mistakes that you make, you don't learn anything from them. And it's okay to make mistakes, but the only problem is when you don't learn anything from it. So, and when
I had to cut this ball in the side.
Yeah, so I was looking at this rack and I'm thinking, well, the sixth ball,
three's hanging in the corner.
The sixth ball here, which is right about on the spot in between the 8 and the 9, seemed to me to be the hardest ball to get on. But then looking at them, you got the 3. You got the 3 sitting right there, and all you got to do is get on the 4 ball, which is the closest ball to the right side. Okay, and then you're going to be straight in on the 5, or get your angle on the 5 to get on the 6. So it became not a difficult run out, but yet when you first look at it, you think, well, geez, you're going to have a problem getting on the 6, and then as you look at it, keep looking at it, you say, well, everything leads right to the 6.
This shot here, I want to roll down another inch or so. I actually got straight, I think, on the 5 ball. Because I wanted to, get straight on the 6, but I had to stay there and then go 2 rails off the 6.
Perfect. Now it's 10-8. Oh boy. Scratch him. Oh boy, I was looking at it.
I know you. I think this game, the only shot I missed was that 2 ball earlier in the match. The 2 ball, the long shot at the 2 ball.
Yeah.
So Accu-Stats wise, I probably had a pretty good average here. I played a couple of bad safeties though. It's the one where you banked the 6 ball.
Mm-hmm.
And the 5 racks is what hurt from the beginning.
Yeah, I think that was the difference in the match. Okay, here you make a ball. The ball goes in the side pocket.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, let's see if the cue ball would have been a little bit farther off the rail.
Yeah, I would have went for the bank.
Yeah.
I had a good bank here. I mean,
the angle's real good.
Yeah, but the 2 ball, and if, like I said, if I'm if just a few inches off the rail, I'm gonna bank the shot and go for the run. But here I also had a good chance for a good safety.
Yeah, I'm thinking, oh boy, I know what's gonna happen here. I'm gonna be hooked.
Because if I get over here, if I get the ball close to rail and get up there, you don't have a good kick at all. And I hit the ball a little bit too firm, but I still thought I had you snookered.
You did have me snookered, Mike.
Yeah, I had you snookered, and you curved the ball. You make a good shot.
Now
I still hit a little. It's a little firmer than. I mean, if it's another ball over, you're really in trouble.
Yeah. I'm thinking here. Well, I got a chance to Massey it. So the main thing that I want to do is make sure that I hit the ball. I said if I do end up making it, the angle is going to give me a shot on the 2 ball.
Mm-hmm.
And I was fortunate.
You hit it real good.
Okay, Mr. Vickery just repeated Mr. O'Connor on table 4. Let's give John O'Connor.
So now I'm thinking I'm just getting ready to shake your hand.
A Sayonarchi baby. Now, the 3 ball is the ball sitting closest to the side on the left side of the table. And if I just slow roll the 2 ball, I could have did that, but I didn't want the cue ball to go all the way, end up down on the end rail. So I got to hit this with like a center right, so that when it comes down, straight down, and the right spins it back over. See, just a touch of right-hand spin, I ended up hitting it perfect.
Yeah.
Now, I did everything good here. I got on that ball, the next ball, the 5 ball, I got perfect on the 6, and then when I shot the 6 to get on the 8, which is by the side pocket there, the cue ball just didn't do anything what I thought it was going to do.
When it come to that shot, yeah, you know, I was thinking I did have a little hope there again, you know, when you got because it's a pressure shot.
Got perfect angle for it. Just shoot it in. I think I came down and bounced up off the rail.
You get perfect on the 6.
Yeah. Now all I want to do is just shoot it and come straight up the table.
Yeah. And you put a little right English, or you hit the ball a little full?
Yeah, well, Mike, if you put it with straight follow, right, the ball's going to come down, it's going to come off, and it's going to hook towards the corner pocket.
Yeah, if you hit it firm. Yeah.
So
you hit a little right, and yeah, from here, I had I'm thinking, well, this is a missable shot here, you know. And if you got froze on the rail, it would have really been a pressure shot.
Yeah. Well, I thought, well, I don't have any choice here. I'm just going to go ahead and shoot it, and if I make it, I make it. If I miss it, what can I do? I'll just play to make it. I practice this shot.
Yeah. Yes. You know, it's a shot, you think about it, a straight-in shot. We never should miss a shot like this, a straight-in shot. They got matches going on, I think. No, they don't. Yeah. Well.
Okay, what's the 800 number? I can't see the banner. Okay. Well, I ended up making that 8 ball there, and I shot it and cheated the pocket a little bit.
You played a good match there, Jeff. Give him the 800 number here so he can buy these some more tapes.
Okay, all right, we're running out of time. The number, if you'd like to purchase this or any other ACCUSTAT video, is 1-800-828-0397.